Here we are, another Saturday Night Live, November 28th, 2020. And
Yep.
saga continues.
Mhm.
I hope everybody's doing freaking amazing in this crazy changing times that we're going through. So, Judith, you mentioned you're back in London. Is there a reason for that?
Oh yeah, I had my visa got canceled in Australia because of the corona situation.
Really?
Yep.
Interesting.
So yeah. So I got 4 weeks to leave the country. So
Wow.
yeah,
Lots of crazy things are going on.
yeah.
We were at the rally today downtown. It was quite a big number showed up after that restaurant fiasco. Uh, I don't know if you guys heard the guy opened up
Oh,
his
Oh, yeah.
steakhouse in defiance of the lockdown, and
Yeah.
they went in. They on the third day, they at 6 in the morning, they changed the locks on his place, and they took possession of his property.
Oh, shit.
was
Oh,
this
yeah.
the barbecue
Yeah,
restaurant? Okay.
You can't open again. And then when he broke in to go open again, they charged him with trespassing and many other things. And they arrested him. This is the ludicrousy of politicians. We have to laugh. It's
Oh,
crazy.
you gotta laugh. That's just insanity.
And they had how many
Holy
police
crap.
officers around his property?
Yeah, no, I get it.
Yeah, they had like 50 cops there.
Something like
Like
that.
Yeah.
it was a
You
peaceful.
will comply. You will comply.
Yeah.
Fucking assholes.
Yeah, they had the horses there too. I was just watching a clip of it tonight again.
Yeah, it's pretty sad. Like agendas are clear. We gotta really be focused on the light. These people know not what they do. They have no clue what they're getting their souls involved in by putting this upon we the people. So the only thing we can do is focus on the light, because we can take some actions here in this realm and so on and so forth, but see what they're doing. They're just railroading people. We need a massive consciousness change in this realm, and that's going to only be done through the light. You can give people all the facts all day long. They can't see it. They really can't see them. They're in a zombied out blind state. I went to a plumber shop up here. When was it? Yesterday
Hmm.
or the day before. I don't remember.
Yesterday.
No, nobody's in there. Walk in. He goes, you don't have a mask. And I was standing back near the doorway, and then somebody else walks in, and I'm saying, "What do you mean? I'm exempt." No. You got to go outside, and you can call us and so on. I go, why? You're not treating me the same as your other customers? Prejudice against me or something? And then the customer there, he's listening. He's a big guy, maybe 2.5 times my size. Turns around very angrily and says, "Get the hell out of my way, or I'll move you out of the way." Right? So there's a threat there. Like we got to be careful, because
You don't want to get into fights.
no, we have to understand. People are literally shitting in their pants, believing that this boogeyman virus is going to get them. They really believe that. It doesn't matter how many facts you produce. Facts produced by all the sciences, so their stuff.
You just have to respect that fear, right?
Yeah.
That there is fear, and
Yeah.
This might bring aggression, right? Because people are so afraid.
So warning to everybody. This is not for all ears. There's a warning for material that's against the grain. But hey, you got to really stay focused on the light. You know, it was a good rally today. It was
Mm.
at least 5,000-6,000 people showed up,
Wow, that's
which
great.
is nothing in a city this big, but hey, it's good, good. And you know, there was an ex OPP, Ontario Provincial Police Officer, 33-year retired.
Mm.
He had some good stuff to say, and he's basically saying he couldn't believe what these cops did and so on and so forth. And
At the restaurant.
yeah, and the restaurant and so on. But you know, one thing that he said that made him get through every day is, what do we say in Masterclass? The choice is always yours. He goes, every morning you get up, you can make that choice to make yourself have a great day or a crappy day. And that's what it is. You have to change your intent and emotion, no matter what's happening out there. Focus it on the light and send
That's a
that
tall
light.
order.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Send the light to all these wonderful leaders we have
Oh.
that we voted in. Well, you know, to protect our rights, not to enslave us. And that's what they need to remember, because they're going to all be held accountable. Because the what's it called? Nuremberg 2 is coming up. Not soon enough, but it's coming up. You know, now there's tension in the Middle East.
Oh yeah.
They assassinated the top nuclear Iranian scientist in Tehran. So they're blaming it on Israel. So there's lots happening around the world. And we have to really be more focused than ever. You know, life is beautiful. Being enslaved is not part of that. And we need to do what we need to do and go within, make that time every day, make a deposit in the, you know, Masterclass Plasma Bank, and send out and elevate all these wonderful souls to get the message through their physicality that if they continue not in line with peace, balance, correct conduct, their lives will be miserable, and they will have to pay the consequences
And they know that.
severely.
They know that.
No, they don't know it
Slaves
clearly
know that,
enough,
too.
or they would stop immediately. They would stop. So, you know, it's interesting times, to say the least. Hello, Art. Paula, hello. I was watching to learn and reinforce my thought tonight process on MFS. Yeah. Oh, Art's joined us on Zoom. Hi, Art.
First time. It's been a few years, but finally I got to it.
Nice to see you. Join us. That's good. Awesome. So yeah, guys and gals, we're in for, you know, interesting ride. It's going to get more rough by the looks of it, because the agenda is put right in our faces now. They're not embarrassed anymore about it. They're telling us exactly what they want to plan and so on and so forth. And it has nothing to do with protecting our rights and free and our unalienable rights. And so we must elevate these souls, because ultimately what's happened in the past in situations like this, it turns to violence, which is sad. But there's a lot of people that are very itchy right now, and they're lost everything, their whole life savings, work, whatever. And these leaders don't give a damn. They're arresting people because they're trying to survive. It's absolutely ludicrous. You know, it's absolutely ludicrous. Know your rights, stand for your rights. Don't consent to any of their caca, no matter what they say, no matter how much fear they put into you. Stand for your rights, stay true to the divine, and peace, balance, correct conduct. Maintain that as much as you possibly can. You know, if somebody's attacking you, you got to defend yourself, but we don't ever start anything. We always move in the direction of peace, balance, correct conduct. But you know, it's not a good feeling going out watching everybody with masks. It's really not a good feeling anymore. This has been dragging on. What, we're 8 months now, or what? We haven't lost count. it's crazy times for all of us. We're all being affected. It's in the air, that thick, heavy fear. You can cut it with your finger. You don't even need a knife. It's so thick. And we got to maintain ourselves. How you doing, Steve? Besides everything else?
Good. Good.
Good?
Yeah.
Awesome. Lisa, what's happening?
Let's I'll speak in a little bit. I have some little ones around me right now.
Ah,
We'll loop back around.
yeah, we're here. Judith, what have you been up to? I haven't seen you in a while. You guess with the move
been
and everything,
around.
that took a lot of your time.
Yeah, no, it's just because in London as well, when I was in Australia, the Zoom was like on Sunday morning, 9 a.m. my time. So that was beautiful because I had my day off and everything, and it was in the
Right.
morning. But here it's midnight. And then, coming back here and then, starting my life over again from scratch and getting a job and everything. So,
Wow. You're working
yeah.
there?
Yeah, I'm working as a living carer.
Okay.
It's the only job you have now here anyway.
Wow.
Because they're doing another lockdown right now. What it started like 3 weeks ago now, so one more week to go. Then they're opening for Christmas, then they're closing again after that. So
Boris
Yeah,
is
no.
really cracking down over there, huh?
sorry?
I said Boris is really cracking down over there.
Yeah, but people are just over. They're just getting sick of this situation,
Yeah.
to be honest. So, which is good. But yeah, like you said as well, like seeing people, because I don't wear mask. And then every time on a public transport, people look at me like I'm crazy because I'm the only one in a train or in a bus who doesn't wear any mask. And then people kind of like freak out, if they see that you don't have more mask, they kind of like go and stand up far away from me. I'm like, I'm fine. Just please stay away from me. I'm good with myself. So, but yeah, no, it's fine. It's just been a long, I've been a long journey because it took me time to go back to Australia. I spent so much money for my visa, more than $50,000, and I just lost everything in overnight. Yeah. So.
1,000, my goodness.
Yeah, but yeah, no, like it get me out of balance quite badly. So I'm back now on full MFS. I'm on day 31 today.
Good.
I'm just doing one day at a time, but yeah, before that I was just struggling just to even do 1-2 days a week of full master fast because emotions were all over the place.
Of course, yeah.
All over the place.
Wow, it's sorry to hear that, but man, oh man, a lot of people are going through all kinds of stuff. It's just crazy. Over here in Canada, we have like 250,000 bankruptcies. That doesn't include people that lost their jobs. As it's just businesses.
We've had 600 restaurants shut down permanently.
Yeah.
600.
It's just.
Yeah, London is the same as well. Like some shops, like the small little library, they sell a lot of cards for Christmas and things like that. But they don't open before Christmas. So they sell like it's the only time of the year we really make money. Even restaurants as well, who are make a lot of money for Christmas. They say if you don't open for Christmas, that we're gonna have to shut down a business for good. So it's really sad.
Permanent.
It's really sad.
So you
Not part of the plan.
Yeah. You mentioned they're opening for Christmas there?
Yeah, but I mean, it's because they did another lockdown where, you can visit your family, and then a lot of businesses had to close again. And then, there is a lot of, it doesn't even make sense. But to be honest, I don't follow the news because it's just something that I don't watch. I just hear what people say around me. But I know I was aware of the second lockdown. But yeah, they closed for 4 weeks. Then they want to open back for 2 weeks or 3 weeks for December, then close again.
Wow.
And then, but you're not allowed to have your family around for Christmas.
Makes absolutely no sense at all, does it?
No, no, I mean, who's gonna come in my house and then check if I've got people in my house anyway? You know what I mean? They're not gonna go in each different house and then check if everyone is at home. It's impossible to do that if they want to do that. You know what I mean? It's just, yeah. Well, the more we're getting into it, for me, the less it makes sense. But anyway,
Yeah, well, destroying the family unit is part of the agenda.
yeah, it is. But even here, all the people who are losing, the grandparents or even the parents, but they can't go in and visit, or they can't go in and
Exactly.
it's like,
They're getting people.
it's
used to that.
madness. Yeah.
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 Getting people used to that. And we can't accept that stuff.
Yeah, well, I can't wait to see what's gonna go with the vaccine, because they all say, everybody need to do it. You have to do it, or you can fly, or you can get a job.
That's the plan.
Yeah,
Schools and children. This is a big one.
yeah,
And it's clearly been part of their plan for years now. This is so obvious.
Oh yeah, a long time.
I'm just not quite sure if this is the year of the awakening and a clear vision, Luigi.
It is
So,
because
I mean, then what?
no, but you can see all the crap that's being revealed,
Right.
right? And the corruptions, a lot of it's been exposed and so on and so forth. What's happening with the elections? What's happening there, and so on and so forth. So, it's so much is coming out. Eventually, people got to snap out of it, at least percentage of them, and say,
Yeah.
"My goodness gracious, we've been freaking scammed all this time." Yeah, we have. So, there's many ways of looking at what's happening. It looks very, very rough now, but every time there was massive changes in history, it always went through very rough times before the light came and shone on everybody again. So yeah, we're going to be going through some rough time probably for another little while. Who knows how long? Nobody knows.
Yeah.
We need to stay focused and
You got years ahead, not months or days or weeks. You got years ahead.
It seems that way.
There's always silver linings, though. At least we didn't have the idiots running through the stores yesterday.
Yeah.
Right, the Black Friday, no Black Friday bullshit.
yeah.
This is definitely going to be a trigger for the market at some point, because that thing will have to reset. It's been flying.
Well, that's all part of the plan, is the reset.
Exactly. So we're going to see another huge reset where even more distance between the tech guys, right, and all of us.
Yeah.
Is gonna, and we're gonna pay for it.
Oh yeah.
Whatever, this is right here in front of us.
Well, that's why they're pushing that basic income crap.
Yeah.
Universal basic income.
Oh, yeah, this is, of course.
And by shutting down these businesses, they're forcing everybody into that shit. So
Exactly.
now when the vaccine's available, you are mandated to receive the vaccine, or you will be disallowed to participate in the economy, period. No vaccine, no help.
Both of my kids, I'll have to take them out of the schooling system completely. All of that will have to take place. Otherwise, there's no out. On a positive note, I wanted to share that we're in the process of purchasing 40 acres of land and property in northern Vermont, pretty close to Canada. So the only place where constitutional carry is still a thing.
Really?
So Vermont. The only place where we're still allowed to purchase firearms and carry, no registration, no licensing, none of that stuff. So this is the only place. And even though it is blue and weird with Bernie Sanders politically and everything else. But we'll see. I think it's a great time for libertarianism, for self-sufficiency and independence and all of that clan and family unit. I've been feeling this way. I've been following, MFS page for 3 years now. And I've been kind of dreaming of the times where people like yourselves would be my neighbors and part of my community. And it seems like we're going to be forced into these units and bonds much faster than expected. I see that personally. That's all I wanted to share.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Beautiful. Yeah, it is so beautiful to manifest these plans. I'm sure many of us have them. To have a nice big piece of land and grow your food, become self-sustained in every way possible. I mean, it is so much fun, isn't it? To become self-sustained.
Yeah, well, if you
It's
read
beautiful.
the Agenda 2030, they will pull everybody out of the outskirts and bring them all to cities.
Yeah, well, that's their plan, but who knows what's going to happen?
So we can't allow.
God knows, yeah.
We can't allow.
Unless with the way that they're leveraging the 5G technology and will be replicating the way it's done in China, in that case, you don't need a geographical verticality. You can do it horizontally between all of the technology. This is a part of every single device you're being advertised, and you own all of the media channels, the way information passes. This is where the monopoly is.
Yep.
So
Yeah. Everything's in place now technologically.
I'm probably going rudimentary style. Talks in a shed, in somebody's backyard, having a wall around the community. I don't know, like the Jewish ghettos of the 14th century Europe. They were separated from everybody else, right? So I don't know. And the same similar were with Muslims, a lot of Muslim communities, Palestine. I mean, this is a family-based society, correct?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Ron, clearly you're from there. I had experiences in Kuwait and Qatar. I know how those families thrive. Not necessarily patriarchal or matriarchal. It's a balanced unit. So some beauty, some positivity to think about for the upcoming few years for those of us who actually are awake, correct?
Yeah.
You were there as the army or something, or you in that part of the world? You visited that part of the world in the army?
Yeah. I was in the U.S. Army. So yeah, I'm originally from Ukraine, but I ended up becoming an American in the past. I moved here as an international student and then worked in finance for Goldman Sachs. And then Uncle Sam came and asked me if I wanted to do some service. So basically, this is how I earned my citizenship in America. So, so I was honored to serve. Yeah. But that was also a good part of my life. Now it's over. It's been 2 years since I've been out. But yeah.
Well.
Yeah.
Hello,
Very
Vesta.
interesting.
It's let me see here. Have faith, for God is always with us. This is from Avesta, and He will take care of everything. Don't be afraid of the things that are going on. Everything is perfect, and everything will balance itself out. Yeah, continuously focus on the light. Exactly. If things were to go wild, God uses nature and restores balance around all the world. It is these end times that the wicked become visible and everything gets what they deserve. Yep. This the light is bringing everything to the surface, and Age of Aquarius is here. Yep. After the storm, the sun shines again. Yeah, that's what we were just talking about. We have to really stay focused because it is the time that everything is being revealed, and it's at massive scale, the stuff that's being revealed. Just the child trafficking stuff and the busts that have been going on in the last few years has been enormous. like you think, how much of this is going on out there? It's way bigger than we can ever have imagined.
Mhm.
It's crazy. So it's good that all this stuff is, being revealed and coming to an end. And more and more people can wake up to that stuff. It really is the time of the golden age of light and knowledge. This is the Aquarian age. It has the cycles that happen over and over. I don't know what the number of years is, but we're in that cycle, and we can embrace these changes, or we can try and resist the changes. But the resistance is always futile. It ain't going to help us at all. So we need to learn how to embrace them and keep our vision and focus and faith, in the divine light to shine upon all these diabolical minds. I don't know what else to call. This evil. This is beyond. I don't know, man. There's no words to describe what's happening
Yeah, just
in some stuff,
keep focusing
some things.
on your goals, do your part,
But
take care of you and do your part in the society.
Being involved fasting as a lifestyle has always brought me more clarity, always. And it took a while because I'm very stubborn and fall into the matter state traps and luciferic intellect like everybody else for many years. But the fasting was always there to clear things up.
Mhm.
And I just stuck with that and kept doing it over and over and over again. And, lo and behold, this is how what we
Master
see here as Master Fast System is came to be, is just staying clear and focused in the fasting state. And that's where you're going to get your clarity and the answers you're looking for. Ain't going to happen from any textbook, ain't going to happen from anything else. It's going to happen through going within, through your experience of having the taste of the nectar of God, and we like to call it. And many people have gone through these experiences. Some of them let it go and gone back to whatever, but it's only because of I don't know what you want to call it, peer social pressures, family pressures, everything pressures, because this lifestyle is not supported by the majority of people. We are the few of the few of the few, very minute people who actually want to live a fasting lifestyle. It's not something that
Well, I believe it's mainly because the rest haven't experienced it, so you can say whatever you want,
yeah,
and
exactly.
they're not ready to they can't listen because they haven't experienced it, and they haven't felt bad enough to change their lifestyle. So
Mayusa, hello. Joseph, Gino, thank you for your presence and knowledge, your energy, your share. You're so appreciated. Thank you so much, Joseph, for joining us.
thank you.
We're all in this together. And like we said, I don't know if you missed, we were talking earlier, there's a lot of resistance out there from we, the minority, and we have to have compassion and love for people that really are in a state of fear for absolutely no reason. They just been duped. And,
It's bad too. It's getting worse.
yeah,
Unbelievable.
it's getting a lot
I'm
worse.
seeing people just
Hmm.
more and more just all by themselves, and they're all masked up,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that and
walking
why
all
is
by
that?
themselves.
Why is that? They are pushing it. They're pushing it all
Yeah,
over you,
exactly. I
because
mean,
they're trying to hold on to whatever they can do,
yeah,
because they know it might be over for them, right? So they are holding on
you better believe it.
in every way possible. Like all over the media, people are being even more brainwashed, and you're thinking, like, it's not getting any worse, and it's not like, well, the hospitals are empty,
Not all of them, but it's the usual flu season cycles.
Yeah,
It's because my cousin's wife works in the hospital. She says it's packed there, but it's
Back to who?
with
With
people.
like
They're
COVID?
sick. Yeah, it's the usual flu season cycle. you know, one of the hospitals, not all of them.
Yeah,
If you
the
look at the
majority of
numbers,
them
it's
are-
minuscule.
No discussion at all anymore about the flu.
No, it's eradicated. It's only COVID.
No,
Yeah,
no more
I-
flu.
forget about the flu. Let's talk COVID.
Yeah, it's just, there's.
My wife, I don't know if I mentioned this when my wife ran, so she works in the lab. And she ran a test and she knew, she looked at it and said, this is negative. So she put it in the machine reads it as positive. She said, no way, it's negative. So she puts it back in, it reads it negative. She puts it 3 times. 3 times it came out positive, 3 times it came out negative.
Is that the regular PCR test that they use
I don't know what the hell they use, I don't know about
for COVID? Is it for
COVID, yeah.
Yeah, it's the only one,
Yeah, like,
which is
you know,
absolutely not accurate.
there's nobody, no scientist that has isolated this virus.
Yeah, today we listened to a
No,
speaker.
I've
She
read,
has-
many people have been talking about this.
Right, right.
Nobody on the planet has isolated this virus. So what are they making a vaccine against?
The test, what are they testing? You know, like
What are
all
they?
these-
It's just, you know, this is, it's just,
the whole thing is a scam. It's not done by scientists. It's done by politicians. It's not done by scientists.
medical and political
Actually,
tyranny.
there was a doctor today. He
But
said,
even the medical people have no freaking clue. They're as duped as the rest of the society.
there was a medical doctor today
A lot of them.
who is standing up for the truth, and he was representing thousands of doctors who are, you know, on the same page with him. And he was like, "This has nothing to do with health and whatever they're doing. This is like you're killing people by shutting down the country. It is wrong to shut down the country. I mean, these are doctors, you know." And
Yeah.
If they marginalize these guys, as soon as they open their mouth, they start destroying them.
yeah,
Over 50,000 signatures, doctors around the world tend to lockdown. Is anybody listening?
the politicians.
Politicians, I mean.
Are they listening?
Or people?
No,
I mean, people have to.
or not ordered, but recommended that, you know, any neighbor that sees a gathering of more than the allotted amount for Thanksgiving should call and report, and they didn't get any phone calls. from
Yeah, they're getting the people on their side. So they we start fighting each other for that
But
ridiculous.
nobody complied with that. They didn't.
Excellent.
It's like divide.
Yeah, yeah, 'cause I figured they would, but
They love to divide us.
yeah,
You see,
Any excuse they find to divide us.
when people are in fear, they will be happily enslaved,
willingly.
willingly, happily be enslaved.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know
They're
how
very
they're
vulnerable.
happy, but it's just, wow. It's hard. It's like every morning I wake up, are we still in this Twilight Zone?
Gino, I'm happy, guys. I'm happy about this. I really am, because life before COVID was lacking.
Lacking
I
is a
want-
word for it.
Huh?
Lacking is not even a strong enough word for it.
I want abundance. So,
Society is
there has
just
to be a change.
deteriorating.
Yep.
They've driven God out, especially here in this country. They've driven God out of everything.
Yeah, exactly, right. And you put God out of everything. What do you get? What do you get?
Exactly. You get masks, people in masks. That's what you get.
Yeah. You can see that
But the
there's,
United States is not going to weather this very well at all.
Yeah, we
You
are all
cannot do what we've done, especially when it comes to the abortion. You know, 60 million freaking abortions since 72 or 73, whatever the year was.
wow.
There's a price to pay for that. And even on the spiritual realm, God's not going to punish the United States. He's just stepping back where this country was protected for so many years. Not any longer. 60 million. Think about that.
Yeah, they go into the vaccines.
wow.
Ty?
The fetuses they use for making vaccines,
Yeah.
big business.
They use them in science.
The global
research,
Luciferic agenda, everything that's Good is bad, bad is good. They do everything opposite.
Stem cell research as well. They use fetus cell.
So we're in for a ride. Let's keep our, hold our hands in the ether together. We stand against this crap that's going on and stay focused.
I will tell you one thing, it was way easier to deal with this shit when I was on a fast. Absolutely.
Yeah, your field strength goes way higher.
And I don't care what level I'm on, because I've been on a couple of levels since then. It's nothing compares, absolutely nothing compares.
Patience.
People got to be ready. We've
Well, there's only one thing to do, is go back into the fast.
Whatever works for you.
Hmm.
Yeah, everybody's different.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Wherever you find your balance.
too many finger pointers I've been exposed to. It's sad, very sad. In the past 5 years, but sad for them. It's they don't have the understanding of what this lifestyle is presented. But hey, it is what it is. I knew from many years ago. That's why I really never wanted to share anything, because I've been dealing with people, and what I found now is nothing's really changed. It's only gotten worse.
Yeah.
Many people just,
It's,
they're not ready to make
it's the
changes in their
same.
life.
It's the same.
Yeah.
Most people are not willing to change their lifestyle.
No.
It's-
Yeah, I
I
want to heal.
I mean, come on, it's hard for
Bull crap. Go look in the mirror and say that.
it's challenging for us to change. So like we can expect other people to change, right?
Yeah, it's tough for everybody.
You want to be ready to change.
We're living in a society that doesn't support a healthy lifestyle. It supports taking a drug anytime you have an ailment, go to your doctor, blah, blah, blah.
You're fighting the programming.
So that's just health, but anything else in your life,
Same thing.
when you change,
Same thing.
it's,
Programming right from birth.
you gotta put your time and energy into it.
Yeah.
Commit.
Janice, hi Janice, go ahead. Unmute.
Technology.
Let me see if I can unmute you. Ask to unmute.
Unmute. There we go.
All right.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hey, Stephen,
How are you?
Gina, and Brianna.
How
Oh,
you
no, the
doing?
other people. Okay, my feet are still swollen though. I was just wondering, well, I did get my Kalima board the other day, but
Awesome.
I've been trying to figure out how to set it up. I can't really drill a hole in the wall since I'm in an apartment and I don't really have, I was kind of thinking of putting something over a second sink and then putting a little ladder and then putting the bucket on top of the ladder and feeding it that way and hoping that it stays. I just got to figure something out for the water. I haven't done that yet.
Yeah, it just has to be a bit higher than the body.
Yeah, it doesn't
Well, the
have
higher-
to be up to the ceiling like they show on the diagram.
The higher the better, that's all.
Well,
Get
yeah,
as high as
Not
you
too
can.
high.
Well,
Ours,
Well, you
was- the one we were using was just we put it on the toilet, like because the toilet has the back,
Uh-huh.
and so we put it on top, but it just stayed there. Actually, we
No,
had
on top of a pail
yeah,
on
two
the
buckets.
toilet.
So 2 buckets, round buckets.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's what I'm trying to, because I don't think it'll sit on the toilet, the top of the toilet, but I have a sink right next to it. And if I cover the sink so that or if the ladder will straddle the sink, you know what I mean?
You know any handyman?
No. So, no, my sister's husband, but I'm not really seeing them right now.
Yeah,
I didn't go over, we didn't do anything for Thanksgiving. They did do a Zoom meeting, but I didn't participate in it this year. I just think that I'm too different looking for them. So I just passed. I just said happy Thanksgiving to everybody.
They have, pre-made bathroom shelving that fits over the toilet. You need one that's like maybe made of wire metal things, that's strong. 'Cause
Oh, yeah, that could be too.
the wood
Yeah, I have
ones
to look
would
to
be
that.
maybe out of the press wood, that won't be strong enough, but if you can find like the metal ones. something like
Yeah.
that.
And then I just have to leave the bucket there and then take the water up or,
Yeah,
you know,
just fill
get
it up
something.
with a pitcher.
Oh, pitcher. Yeah, in a pitcher.
You don't want to be lifting.
Right. I can't lift a 5-gallon bucket of water. Is
Jeez.
that what you suggest, using all 5 gallons?
oh, yeah. It
Yeah.
holds 6. It actually holds about 6.
Oh, really?
You could squeeze a little bit more than 5 in there.
Marco.
Okay, well, I'll try and hook that, do something with that tomorrow.
Yeah, it's simple. You'll get it figured out. But
It's just that, you know, I'm just,
I put a shelf over mine. I put a shelf on the wall over the toilet.
oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I
Well,
got
just
I got
wait.
it pretty high because I can lift it, so.
Yeah, well, right, yeah. But my main problem is just being weak with no energy, you know? But I did eat on Thanksgiving. I ate 3 days this past week. That's what I'm gonna try and do. So that's a level 4, or is that a level 3? What is that?
Yeah, 4.
Is it level 4?
And
I
eat
think that would be best, eating 3 days.
That's
I
good.
had blueberries and I had the other half of my butternut squash I had made a couple weeks ago and froze. I took it out of the freezer. And so I had a half a cup of that and I had blueberries in the 3-hour window. And that was my Thanksgiving meal. So,
Nice.
yeah. And then today is my dry fast. So, that's what I'm doing.
How's it going?
And,
How
you
many
know, I'm
hours?
just trying to stick with it even, you know, I'm just trying to keep going with it.
that's all you do is stay committed, consistent, persistent, keep your focus.
Right. And then I tried to up the pudding. It's, the pudding. Oh, my Lord. I cried the other day before I drank it. And then, like a baby.
How
And then
much,
I drank it. I drank it all. I just,
how much
and
do
then I
you,
did it. You know, just emotions come up with this stuff.
how much do you take?
It's
Well, 2 and a little, like a little jab extra.
You can have just 2 or, yeah, I mean, yeah, if you put it in
I
a
don't know.
cup,
That's my dessert.
I put it in
Is
a
it?
cup.
Oh,
I like it too. I don't care. I like it.
Put a little maple syrup on it.
I don't love it because of the texture, but it's best
Yeah.
to basically put 2 tablespoons in a cup like this.
yeah.
And mix it and drink it quickly before it becomes solid jelly.
Yeah. It's just trying to mix it quickly and get it down.
Or maybe
Yeah.
put more juice. Add more juice.
And you said I could add a little maple syrup, but I do
Yeah,
put it in grape juice. So that would really be sweet.
No,
I have it.
he has it with the tea,
I have it like
right? With the
with
tea.
very little liquid, just
Yeah.
enough to get it moist, and then
Yeah.
a little maple syrup, and it's dessert. But you got to be careful. Swallow it because it's very dry. You can choke yourself.
You do that with
I know.
yeah. So
Yeah.
put tea.
And then it can go down all in one, you know, thing.
Well, you have
Like a
spoon
big
at time.
jelly
You don't
glob.
drink it. It's too thick to drink.
It's like
You
a
eat it.
dessert.
You eat it with a spoon.
Oh, I haven't gotten that to there yet with living
What
and
is-
loving
you
it.
Have you ever eaten cereal in your life? There's no difference. Cereal has no flavor unless you add stuff to it. Same thing.
Yeah, that's
You mean don't add the grape juice?
You can add grape juice, yeah, or you can add tea, whatever you like. Like the amount of tea I use is like maybe 2-3 ounces. That's it.
Oh,
So for
I
him,
never
it's
took
very
it with tea. Oh, I guess I could try taking it with tea.
2-3 ounces. How much of the dry do you use, Gino?
Well, 2 usually, and the other day was 2 and a little extra.
I usually use around 2 to 3 tablespoons.
Do you? How much do you use, Steve?
4.
4? Wow. You are something.
It's not. It's dessert. Learn to love it. Live it, love it. Remember
4
the
tablespoons, about,
I'm
I
trying.
don't know, probably 12 ounces of juice.
Uh-huh.
And then
Do-
I have
do
my
you
own
take
honey.
it all
I
in
just
one
use a little bit
drink?
of honey.
Do you take it all in one drink or do you do 2
I let it
drinks?
solidify. I use a straw, I eat it like a pudding. I shake it
Oh.
up and let it expand, let it absorb.
Oh, you do? And then you eat it like pudding? Hmm,
too much mind, let it go. It's all good.
okay.
You know, when you do a long fast, it is your only like
You
kind
look
of,
forward to it.
it's the only thing that you chew, right? Or whatever, something.
Pretty
heavy.
much, yeah.
The only heavier thing that you can consume, right? And so
Yeah.
when you do a long master fast, you kind of look forward to it for a change.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But if you're just, yeah, if you're doing shorter fast, I don't look forward to it. I do it because I have to do it.
Mhm.
Yeah, but
Thank
I
goodness.
don't hate it. I mean, you know, there were some times where I could not drink it because it becomes so like jelly, you know, and it's just so hard to swallow. So in that case, definitely drink it quickly. If you don't like that jelly feeling, drink it quickly. So put
Yeah,
juice, quickly mix,
You,
and drink
you stir it as soon as it all dissolves in the liquid. You down it.
and you
You can do it that way.
you can add more juice to
Plug your
it.
nose.
There's no smell.
No, when you plug your nose, you don't
Smell.
taste it. The taste.
Yeah, you kill your taste. You won't taste anything if you don't like the taste of it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I know I have to do it and I do it, but I don't love it yet. I'm just saying,
Well, you can learn to love
confessing
it.
I'm not loving it
If
yet.
if you take a tour around the whole planet, you'll see humans eat anything and everything that moves, and whatever, So, meaning that you can acquire a taste for anything.
Yeah.
It depends how you cook it, how much oil you use.
Well, I'm only in this 5 months, so,
Yeah, you just barely started.
right. So I got to, I got time, as you say. But I mean,
You're fine.
I got time. But
I said
everything
you're
else I
doing
did
fine.
get.
You're doing well. Don't worry.
I got my sauna working. I did that Thanksgiving and the day before, and it worked great. That little thing was only $100,
The steam
and
sauna?
it works great. My little sauna, personal sauna.
The steam one?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that worked really good. So
Yeah,
now if I just get the Kalima, I'll be in biz.
Yeah, you'll get it worked out. It's not really hard. You just got to get the pail happening.
Yeah.
The worst scenario, see if you can find some scrap pails with lids and pile them up and put it on top.
Yeah. You just got to get all your stuff in place. It takes you, it does definitely take you a few months to know what you need and to figure out things,
Yeah, whatever it takes.
But, just going in a month or two, you don't really know. And I'm sure you don't even know at 5 months, but I'm getting the hang of things. So,
Yeah, everybody has their own pace at taking in the information and so on. Depending on how much time and effort you put in reading and keeping posted and joining us in live calls and so on and so forth. The more you're exposed, the more quicker you take it in. But ultimately, the best is when you're actually doing it and you start seeing things and touching it,
Yeah.
and making things happen. So all is well. Just,
Yeah,
you
well,
know, how swollen are your feet?
well, they're kind of swollen. They hurt to walk on. But then I did do a lot today. I cleaned my bathroom and I went over to my friend's house and we decorated a little bit around the apartment, you know, for my grandson. He is at his father's tonight, so me and my daughter put up a few decorations. But is it just that I'd have to open my kidneys to get rid of these, or?
Well, there's a lot more than just the kidneys. If the kidneys aren't, you know, open and filtering well, then you got to go back. Why not? You got to go back to the bowels, and then the lymphatic system's backed up, and all the other organs and glands. There's a lot involved there, and of course the emotions, which overrides everything. So, you know, how are you going to switch that all off and clean it all out in an instant? It doesn't happen. It takes the time it takes. You know, it took me a long time to open up my kidneys. Long time.
How
You
many
guys,
years?
you know, been exposed to Masterfast. I've seen people have their kidneys open up within a month or two that
Yeah.
have problems with opening up their kidneys. So because we have the new understanding. So, you know, some people it's going to take more time than others for sure. It depends on how, you know, you lived your lifestyle, what you're exposed to, your genetics, your ancestry, and so on and so forth. There's a lot going on, a lot going on. And now that, you know, with all this fear in the air, what happens with kidneys? Kidneys tighten up. Fear.
Well, I'm nowhere near, you know, totally cleaning my bowels, or you know, I'm just starting.
Yeah, I can give you an example. My mother's 82 now. She's had UTIs for many, many, many years. You know, and what she always has done is what? Take pharmaceutical drugs, right? And she's always been constipated. They go hand in hand.
Yeah.
So, you know, the last three plus years I've been looking after her. She's had many of these UTI things come up, right? And we only went to the drug route one time just to give her a hand because she was freaking out. But the only thing that we do, you know, and with the UTIs, her feet start blowing up. The only thing we do is what? Flush out her bowels and enemas, right? Herbs and enemas. And,
Yeah,
you
we
know,
sleep
we've
on
cleaned up
us.
her diet a lot. She gets fruit every morning, which she never ate fruit before. Very rare. And vegetables mainly, right? A little bit of fish here and there. But as soon as she starts getting backed up, you'll see her feet start swelling up.
Oh, huh, that's interesting.
You flush her up, feet go down.
Last Christmas,
But-
she got constipated really bad. She couldn't go.
Oh,
she got
yeah.
constipated.
That was the last time we went to the doctor.
Yeah, she got constipated and then she could not pee. She could
Oh.
not pee. She stopped. You know, at first it was like a little bit of pain
She had a
when she
major
goes to the bathroom,
blockage.
and then she could not pee.
We went to do a colonic and the water wasn't going in.
Yeah,
Wow.
I never saw her that. She used to come once a week, and it was, you know, she used to flush, no problem. But that Christmas time, when she could not go pee, her bowels were so blocked. For the first time, the water was coming out. Like I filled her up, and the water was just coming out all over the place. It was a mess.
It was a
And we
blockage
had,
sitting.
and she was crying, pain. You know how it is when you're constipated.
Yeah.
Your colonic
Like-
doesn't work.
Yeah.
And it was like something really hard, like a big piece that's really hard that's blocking the whole flow, and she could not push it herself, right, in the bathroom. And the colonic didn't work. We brought her back the next day, and she had a little bit more. But that's when, you know, the caregiver was like, she peed, you know, when she went to the bathroom right after the colonic.
Yeah.
She released a little bit of poo, and then she peed, and it was
Then everything started
amazing relief.
washing out.
So
But,
things started flowing,
it's
and the feet got better, and the UTI disappeared, and the whole thing. It's constipation. I don't know what she ate.
Constipation at all levels,
She must have eaten
physical, mental,
something.
emotional,
At all levels.
all
Yeah,
levels.
yeah.
Wow.
All levels. They're all tied with
Absolutely.
together. You can't
Obstruction.
separate it.
Obstruction.
So just to be the ironic thing, I've shared this before, when my mother was pregnant with me, she had to be rushed to the hospital to be de-impacted. They had to
Wow.
pull it out with a spoon.
Spoon.
It was so impacted. That's what I was born into. Just ironic. What are we about? Cleaning up shit.
Yeah.
That's what I was born in that.
Huh.
Interesting how things happen. But you have to, very few people have the faith, the vision, and the understanding of what we're doing here. Very few. If you just sit back and take the information in, and slowly start experiencing it, you're going to see massive changes in how you understand things, the answers come from within. They don't come from us. And you're going to start seeing major changes happening in of course, your physiology and the way you look at things, the way you think. Emotions are going to come to the surface. Demons are going to come to the surface.
Oh, yeah.
We need to embrace all that, because that's
Demons are?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, of course you got to embrace them. We have to
We-
elevate their
we-
soul so they move back to the era of peace, balance, and correct conduct, which
We take responsibility.
any demon can choose to change, just like any of us, right?
We take responsibility
What's-
for
What's the difference?
allowing them in.
It's all created by divine creator. Everything's created by divine creator. It's just the choices of free will that people choose to become demons, or entities choose to become demons,
So
whatever.
basically, we allow these entities in when we take, especially when we take medication like antidepressants.
And pharmaceuticals, big time. The antidepressants are the worst.
Oh, that was what I wanted to talk to you about, is my thyroid medicine. So basically we just have to do it what we think to titrate off my thyroid medicine,
we recommend-
because I've been taking that since I was in 3rd grade.
Wow. Yeah, you need the help of whoever put you on to titrate off, or you take your responsibility in your own hand and do it very, very, very slowly over weeks and months and maybe years. You don't ever stop medication quickly.
Well,
Yes.
the natural doctor that I'm doing now, I don't think he would work with me titrating off.
There's
I
somebody
don't
in the
know
group,
who I could get around here.
There's somebody in the group, she just shared this week that she has no thyroid and she stopped taking thyroid medication.
What? Cold turkey?
No. We're not talking cold. I'm just saying she showed her scar. She has no thyroid from
She had-
cancer.
She had thyroid cancer.
Then she says she got butchered. She never did all the chemo and everything, but she's off of her thyroid medication.
Wow.
How and how long and everything, I don't know. I don't know any details. I'm just saying, if I made a post a while ago, I don't know if I have any announcements about, it doesn't matter if they remove some of these physical organs. The vital organs, if you remove all your vital organs, you're dead. But like a thyroid, or they remove appendix or whatever, we still have that energy of that organ in the ether, in the mental and emotional bodies. It's still there, and we can access the function to make the physical body work as if it was there in the physical. And sometimes what
Wow.
happens is they grow back. Like a lot of people have grown back their thyroids. Yes, thyroids as well, but tonsils a lot, and appendixes, stuff like that. So
Teeth.
yeah, teeth. Some people have regenerated teeth. We when we say allow the soul to work in autopilot, that's what we mean. We don't have any clue of how it all happens, who, where, when, why, and we don't need to know. And if we even try to know, we're only going to get into more and more confusion and think we're superior or something. Look what's happening to the humanity now. They think they know better than nature. They're going to stop a so-called virus. Good luck. How are you going to stop a virus? You can't stop it.
I know.
Nature's going to do what it's going to do. No, the man's not going to stop. You're going to stop a tsunami from coming? Go for it. Until we come into the realm of plasma, where we can affect matter instantaneously, that's another thing. But which, you know, we're moving in that direction of knowledge. But for now, faith, trust, allow the soul to work in autopilot. Don't worry about all the mind stuff. Let it go. Let it go. Send it back to where it came from, the soil, to recycle and bring balance back to it. We don't need to know any of that stuff. And the more we go into that stuff, the more confused we get. So that's why, if you look at the language we've used since we started MFS to now, there's less and less talk about material things, much less than when we started, because you don't need any of that stuff. It's all irrelevant. And if you look at some things we post, and especially a lot of new people, they don't bother reading, and the way they answer and stuff, they don't have any clue what we're talking about. There's no clue. They just make their opinions,
Yeah,
you know, with
Yeah, lots
which
of
are
opinions out there in the
are not
natural-
respectful, because
uninformed opinions,
we don't want any of their opinions.
put it nicely.
They've experienced.
You know, there's enough stuff here to do, you know, on the master fast, and we can hardly just do what, you know, the protocol, because there's like different tools and different this and different that. It's enough to put more and more and more and more things into, you know, the protocol.
It's all as well,
It's unnecessary.
Janice. Practice your breath work. Vision yourself clearly that all the swelling has disappeared. Bowels are moving well. All your organs are functioning, and nurture those kidneys. And, you know, keep washing, and get that Kalima board functioning. It's
I
going to help
will.
you. It's going to help you.
Mhm.
You need to wash and wash and wash.
Mhm. With baking soda or other
With baking soda too.
Well,
Okay,
any of the
in there.
suggestions.
kidney tea is nice.
They heard the juices, you know.
And what do you think about you know, what are those packs that you put on, you know, with the
Yes, of course,
oil?
castor oil on the kidneys, yeah.
Yeah, the
days on,
castor oil, does that help?
3 days on, 3 days off, 3 days on, 3 days off. Continue.
3 days off for what, like an hour, or how long would you
At least
suggest?
an hour. You can leave it on all night if you like, but at least an hour.
At
you
least
go to
an
the
hour.
protocol- If you go to the
Okay.
protocol, the website, there's the tools. We have, like we mentioned, how to do it.
There's a tools page.
In the
Oh.
tools page, there is castor oil packs, and you can see the instructions how to do it.
Okay, because I ordered some stuff, and
You can
I
get-
tried it the other day, but you know, it is a little messy.
Yeah, you can reuse the same, you know, material over
Cloth.
about a year.
Yeah, for about a year.
Keep it
Well,
as
that's
Ziploc
good.
in the fridge, and just continue to reuse it. Put a date on it.
Uh-huh. Oh, put it in the fridge?
I mean, you will see if it goes back.
Yeah, just keep re-oiling it every time you use it. Yeah, it's messy. Wrap it with saran wrap
Uh-huh.
to avoid the mess.
Okay. Oh, that's a good idea to keep it in the fridge.
I think
Yeah. Okay, I'll do that. Yeah, well, like I said, I'm just trying to do what you guys say, and I'm
Forget
keeping
about trying,
on,
just
keeping
do it.
on.
Don't try it, just do it.
Well, I mean, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I am. I feel I am.
Awesome.
Well, thank you for the, you know, the expertise. I appreciate it.
No experts here.
Well, yeah, I don't know, 30 years. That's unbelievable. You've been doing this for 30 years.
Yeah, but it's not expertise. It's just we become specialists of ourselves, of our experiences. That's all.
But you know, just some people just can't do this, because like I never
people can't.
thought that this would happen to my body doing this. Like if I had
Because you're
another
using
type
your
of
mind.
job,
Janet, because you're using your mind. Well, how are you going to comprehend how much it takes to clean out just the physical body, never mind anything else? How can most people can't even comprehend all the stuff they see coming out of them? Where is it all? Where the
I
smell?
know that's what I say.
Forget about the mind. It's not going to help you. let's let the soul work in autopilot, and whatever happens, embrace it, support it with the tools, and just keep going. Everything works out. You always become stronger. The only time people screw up is when they go off track and they go cuckoo with food. Or they go back on drugs or whatever, right? All is well. All is well.
I can't go back. I can't go back.
We've heard a
I
lot of
have to
people say
keep
that.
moving forward. I just
Yeah.
cannot, I will never go back, to tell you. I believe it. I know that we were not supposed to eat food. In the beginning, whenever the beginning was, I don't even know. We were either tricked into it or talked into
But I mean,
it,
you
or,
have the story of Adam and Eve, right?
yeah, so did it start with the apple, that they tricked the human to eat the apple?
Maybe. You know,
Was that the first food?
But
I mean,
no,
the story's twisted and it's a lie, but there's got to be some truth into it.
I
Two.
think they did eat other foods in, in the heaven, right? They did eat other
I don't think
fruits.
they did, but anyway, that's another story.
But that special tree was not supposed to be touched.
The tree of
They
good.
didn't eat meat.
Yeah. They
Well,
didn't
we
eat-
weren't supposed to eat.
I
And
don't believe
somehow we
design-
started eating.
Yeah, it's an experience, you see.
That's what the fall is.
You see,
That's the fall from grace.
I see it like food is an experience. Enjoy it. Avoid, harming yourself with it. You can harm yourself with anything when you overdo things.
Like,
About food in moderation and as an experience with, like, let's say, sharing it with other people. Sure, it's a taste. Does it make you feel more tired? Yeah, but honestly, when it's very clean, you hardly, and when you're fasting most of the time, you're not. Yeah, in my opinion, the feeling becomes less and less and less and less. Like over time, as you do it. Let's say you eat only one meal a week. The harm becomes less and less. It's about balance. It's about getting used to the new lifestyle. Whatever, like some people eat one meal a day and they feel great because their body found balance with that. If you eat less days, you're gonna have even more. Like your body's going to be even more free.
the cleaner you are, physically, mentally, emotionally, the less you'll need physical foods.
No, it's definitely not a need for food, but it's a pleasure.
Yeah, I'm just saying, the more you're plugged up, the more you need to eat. The hungrier you get, the more thirsty you get. The more you drink, the more thirsty you get. The more you eat, the more hungry you get. It's all false, but I'm just saying this is the way it is.
Mhm.
When you're cleaned out, you don't have as much of those desires because the body function on fields, not matter. And that's.
Well, I found it really hard to eat. I must really be like at the tip of my, I must be at the end, because I could not eat. I mean, it was hard to eat. That's what I found.
Yeah, but
Until Rana said, just don't drink the juice for a couple days. And then I had a really good colonic, which it is amazing where this stuff comes from. Where is it? I am one of those skin and bones people.
Mhm. Yeah,
Where is it? Is it it must be up in my cavity?
It's in every cell.
It's in your liver, in your, God knows.
From head to toe.
It can be a tumor that's dissolved.
And they were big. When they, came out in a string, they were big, because, she let me go to the bathroom and some stuff, and they were huge.
Yeah. Now another thing is, like, when you're taking,
They wouldn't be hiding in the liver. They were that big.
when you're taking plasma pudding, you're going to release as well some of the pudding, right?
Yeah.
So-
Velvet was
Oh.
Yeah, don't mistake the pudding.
Oh, that's true. But I don't think it all was pudding. Because I'm only taking
Putting-
2 a day.
Putting takes with it other stuff, things that are
Yeah.
like, hidden in, I don't know, in the walls, maybe in different organs that are open to the GI tract, like the liver, the pancreas
Well, everything's connected through the lymphatic bloodstreams.
as well. Yeah.
But if you don't do this, you will never experience it. So you can't tell other people. Other people will just look at you like you're crazy.
Yeah, I've had that for
'Cause
3
you'll-
years.
Yeah.
You'll never get to it. You have to stop
Yeah.
eating
Other
for
people
like
say-
months.
Other people say that they go to the bathroom enough, and you just think about what you've seen, and you just can't imagine that they're ever and getting rid of the waste. Janice, I wanted to let you know something about the pudding.
Oh,
Um, I experienced during my first long fast the sensation of not being able to take it in either. And it was horrible. It was really hard for me. And I would try to drink it down as well. But that's long past at this point. So if you're having trouble, it may just pass for you in the future.
how long did it take to pass for you?
I'm a bad example, but I did 108 straight off. So
I'm not doing any more long fasts. I did
Yeah.
a 40 and like a 30, and I stopped it. And I'm just doing the live it and love it lifestyle of eating, which I'm doing 3 days and off. I'm going to eat 3 days off 4, and I'm going to do that through next year. I don't know.
Yeah,
At
and
least June.
I wanted to add that we were just talking about the serpent. And today I came upon one in my yard.
Did
Uh,
you?
A baby snake in my yard. Yeah, and it's a racer, and in its young state it is speckled like some of those venomous snakes you see out there. So it kind of, makes you a little wary. And I was just it was wild to watch. When I first found it, it was eating a lizard. And then it crawled up with no care in the world, as to me and my family watching. It crawled up one of our little trees, and it just sat there in the sun. And it was wild, because if I didn't know it was there, I just would have come upon the tree, and not thought anything of it. And it got eventually it did get upset with me that I was there, and it pulled back, and it did that quintessential curling up and staring at me and looking angry, and then off it went fast. Jumped away within 1 second, gone.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, it's something else.
Yeah, you don't get those experiences in an apartment.
Well, we hope not.
No, in
No.
fact, I was remembering yesterday talking to a friend how we were living in an apartment for a year and a half, and we lived next to a hoarder in our block, and they
Oh.
had a massive roach problem, and we had to deal with the roaches, but also with the management company trying to fumigate us in our apartment.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I've lived here for over a year, and I really do love it because I don't have to do any maintenance or anything.
That's
It's just
great.
a little cramped, but it's a very nice apartment complex. I mean, not that you weren't in one, I don't know, but we don't really have roaches. I haven't seen any bugs except for the occasional stink bug when we let our door open to let the breeze in. That was it. Stink bugs.
Yeah.
Where are you, Janice?
In Annapolis.
Mm.
Maryland.
It's outside of Washington, D.C.
Swampland.
Yeah. But, I don't really know what's going on all around, DC and all that, because I don't listen to any of the news. I have a few
The news will not
programs
help
that I
you.
watch. Huh?
The news will not help us.
No, that's why, I know DC is, main area, but I don't even pay attention to any of it. And so it's like it's always been to me, you know, except for the masks. That's it.
What does Mailsa say? Yes, it's a business. Unfortunately, we all know the truth, but it is way scary to hear. And JT said by September, half or more Canadians will be vaccinated. Yeah, well, they're waiting for it in line, right? They'll line up them, and then you see Indigenous people and poor people are most affected and implement their agenda. Doug Ford said military will be involved to force vaccines in January. Isn't that scary? Here in Canada, we happen same in Australia. I was calm and didn't listen to MSM, but now feel that that approach dangerous time. Yeah. I also hello. Unless did someone here and used Antrographis parish paniculata? I was reading to. It's a kind of the bitter herbs, famous Ayurvedic herb. I don't know if it's one of our formulas. I can't remember. We're into formulas. We got in the last chapter 12 is like 150 herbs in there. I don't remember them by memory. You can go through the list, but everybody's looking for that one herb to fix everything in their life. That's the way herbs were used. We don't use herbs that way. We use many different ones, so it covers a wide range of energies and field strengths. And we use them in a fasting state where they are highly elevated souls, which are there to help us purge obstructions. That's the way I see herbs on all different levels, because obstructions are what are the causes of the imbalances. So remove the obstructions and balance is restored. It's simple. And the most effective way to take them is master fasting state. We haven't seen herbs do, anything near what they can do when you're eating than when you're in a master fasting state.
Especially on the dry days, right?
Oh yeah. If you use a little bit of herbs,
You
that's
mute
fine.
me.
So, yeah, I remember the name of the herb, but yeah. Just Google it. We don't use Google anymore. Duck or whatever it's called. I stopped using Google.
Duck, I think.
DuckDuckGo or something.
DuckDuckGo.
Yeah. That's what I use, have it programmed in there. Don't need to get censored for what you're searching. You're not going to find many things in the natural health with Google anymore. They've censored it all. It's crazy. A funny thing, months ago, somebody said, if you Google any number and put COVID, you're going to get a response from Google. Any number, any arbitrary number. And I tried many different numbers and yep, they were right. It's crazy.
So a number and COVID.
Yeah.
Any number.
Any number. Any number.
And you would find.
You'll find information about COVID. It's like wow, man. We're in the Twilight Zone.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
They think people are stupid, huh?
What's the impact on using the herbs on the dry, and doesn't it break the dry? If you read the protocol, that's all there. We have different levels of dry. We don't use the information out there about dry fasting. We're in the realm of MFS. MFS is a glorified dry fast.
So So the herbs are the tinctures. We say you may use them on the dry, if the dry is a little bit challenging. But if it's okay, then just do the dry.
Try doing more herbs on a dry day and tell me if it's not dry.
Oh,
Yeah.
boy.
It
so
get dried out.
So actually, yeah, we found out that it actually
Hey,
can make
they are powerful on the dry.
Oh, yeah, you don't need much.
They're the most powerful.
Don't
Way to
need
do it.
much, right?
Oh,
Half of
no,
those.
not much at all.
Even drops, you feel it.
I usually, if I use it, I make one, my normal. And then I just, take a sip here and there throughout the day.
So how do you use it? Do
Gotta
you
be
put them in
careful,
grape
it's really
juice?
easy To drink too much, you gotta really be disciplined with it.
Are they plain? What are they in?
plain,
You're
The
taking a very
herbs.
small amount.
plain.
In tea?
No.
Yeah, make
Straight up.
the
You can
tinctures.
put it in the tea too, yeah.
But I mean on dry days with what he's saying.
We're taking very small amounts on the dry
Like a
day.
little bit, tiny bit,
Plain.
sip,
She
just a
said
sip.
plain or tea.
I take them straight up.
When on
Oh,
the
you
dry,
do?
On the
then
dry.
straight, yeah. When you're dry, you're not drinking. So yeah,
If
you're
you
just
can-
taking
you-
a little bit of tinctures if you want to help you.
Oh.
No, I like to- I
Any
use a
ones you
little-
want or just strictly kidney?
No,
We use
of
all of them.
Oh,
Oh.
them.
See, when
They
you're
help
on,
you out a little bit.
when
If
you're
you're
on
feeling tired, they help you. But they can make you also tipsy,
Yeah.
So you want to be careful not to drive or anything like that. If you take
what for taking
half a dose,
like a,
if you take the half a dose on like a 3-day dry, yeah, you can feel it.
yeah, you feel the
If you're
the
taking
energy of
12,
the herbs.
12 tinctures,
Yeah.
I used to take
Um,
a shot sometimes of my 12, and I used to get a little bit tipsy sometimes. And so I said, no way, because I was working, right?
Yeah, if you're working, just do drops.
Yeah.
Just get a dropper.
Teeny
mix
tiny bit. It's really
a few
amazing.
drops under your
It's-
tongue, and you're gonna feel what it's like to have interaction of the fields. On the dry, you feel it the most.
Mhm.
What's in the tincture? What's really there?
Spirit.
It's the spirit of the plants. That's it.
Spirit.
Concentrate on the physicality of the alcohol. It's like a GANS product. You're drinking water, but what's in the water? It's nothing. It's the energy that's imprinted in the physicality, but we're taking on the fields, not by the physicality, by the field strength of the product.
I guess you'd use them if you were doing something longer than a day fast, a day dry fast,
Mhm.
like a 2 or a 3 or longer.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever you like.
Remove
Oh.
them.
I almost removed them. Yeah, you can use it at any time you're doing dry, if you choose. If you go through the dry section, it's got levels of dry. So let's say your 3-day dry for the month is coming up, and you want to do the 3-day, and you've never done a 3-day. So you start, your 24 hours is going okay, and then you get into your second day, it's getting very tough, and you feel like breaking it. Well, you can start introducing the tinctures or any of the other methods to help you extend. Instead of being a dry, it's a dry, wet, whatever you want to call it. And it allows you to extend.
Oh,
Lisa, she shared her experience. She was barely able to do a 24-hour dry fast when she started. And then she's got up to, 4 or 5 days, whatever she got up to. So it took her a while, but she did it slowly, gradually expanding.
with the herbs, taking the herbs too?
I don't remember, Lisa, she can share if she has time.
I didn't. I've actually never taken the herbs while dry. I just did dry. I've struggled with taking the herbs. With how strong I've felt them to be. I do take 12 to 14 of them. So it is what it is.
How did you take them, Lisa?
Oh, I mean, I just take them with my tea, but I never did feel like I could consume them while dry.
Mm. Yeah, like straight.
Not yet, you know,
Yeah,
I'm
you
always
can-
open to the future.
Yeah, just need some drops.
Would, do you take the alcohol out? Cause that's what I do. I can't even put them in the tea without taking the alcohol out. Cause the alcohol bothers me.
I
You
just
make-
put it in my hot, you know, boiling tea and
Most of it comes out.
yeah, I just let it sit till I can drink it and then I just sip it down. I find that I need to drink it while it's still sort of hot, warm. That's my favorite way to consume it. And then I love drinking it outside in the sunlight. So that's the best.
Do you put maple syrup with it or anything like that?
No, no. But yeah, I've actually I've found that I get a lot of dry mouth at night after I have my tea. It's dealing with that. Sometimes I'm okay with it, and sometimes I'll just have a little bit more tea to get myself through that. Because I still have to read to my kids or something like that, or talk to other people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're saying you're feeling dry? So you
Well,
have-
my mouth has been getting very dry after I have my tea at night. On full MFS, that
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, maybe are you drinking enough of the juice? Washing enough your colon?
Yeah,
Is to make a difference.
been doing it. Yeah. You know, it's interesting. Remembering some of the old things that I dealt with in the beginning. You know, and somebody brought up this past week how he was dealing with chronic diarrhea,
Mhm.
and I just remember just everything just coming out as fast as it could the first month doing it, and you know, I didn't think it was going to end, and everybody else was showing pictures of ropes coming out, and all I had was just liquid mess, you know. So
I'm sure it had
That-
lots of mucus with it.
yeah, and I didn't get the long mucus ropes till much later too. There were some other blobs, but you know, those long ones that that are legendary.
How much plasma pudding were you having?
Well, I think back then, I had tried having at least 3 tablespoons. But now I just do 2.
Yeah, I would get the mucoid plaque within 3 days after I eat.
Yeah.
Like I eat and then 2-3 days of massive fast, and they start coming.
Yeah. I made it to day 15. I broke my fast, or I should say, and I broke my fast. I found that my emotions were really high and very, very, I was feeling upset for several days. And I was having a hard time coping with, it was weird. I felt comfortable physically on the fast, but emotionally less settled.
Yeah, mirror of truth.
So yeah, and the nightmares have been pretty strong right now.
Demons.
Yeah, there's a lot of them, and you know, we talked again about, you know, tonight 2 antidepressants came up, and that's in my past, and then there's just your past.
Yeah, and remember
Yeah.
the energy is it's quite depressive, these days outside. So just protect yourself as much as you can.
Yeah, I had a crisis with a personal matter also in the past week or 2 weeks that has been going down with somebody I'm not longer friends with, and so it was interesting to face it while fasting.
Mm.
And on one hand, I felt at first less stable, let's say, to deal with it. But I was able to sort of use the power of the fast to help myself out of it, and cope with it. So it was an interesting experience overall because you can feel like, oh, I need to go back to food to numb out what's going on, and I was able to get through it without that.
That's good.
Yeah, and I did that huge bike ride the other night. For me, my neighbors do way more than that. They're bike riders, but it felt really good. I really enjoyed being out on my bike almost every day of the week now. I tried to do it while my kids are eating their dinner. I get them set up and then I clean the kitchen a little bit and then I just head out for a bike ride. And I don't have a route in mind other than the route that my body wants to go in when I get on. And I make no judgments about how long I'm out. I just try to go for what feels good and really enjoy observing if I want to go fast, if I want to go slow, if I want to look at the neighbor's trees and bushes or stop and look at something. And it's such a pleasure amongst the anxious times and things around us. And I've been making a very conscious effort to stay out of stores as much as possible, and out of organized groups, government groups, or, I hate to put this in the category, but nature centers even. I've run a homeschool group, and yeah, we'd like to go to nature centers, but we can't because there's no peace in that. That's not a nature center, then it's something else. So, but I found a good group of people, and we're all trying to preserve what we can, as moms and even some dads and with our kids. And so we've been able to just cultivate experiences together. And so it's an interesting dichotomy with fasting, I found. On some hands, I feel like my anxiety has been turned up, but at the very same time, I could say that it's been turned down, and I'm able to focus on important things with much more intention now. I'm not sure if anybody else has experienced that duality.
So you're saying your anxiety is down?
Well, it's both. It's sort of both in some ways. Like I still experience a lot of nightmares and restless sleep most nights, even still.
What have you been doing the last few years?
Few years. Heavy fasting and not fasting.
Yeah.
So I feel like, I'm always just learning, and I feel like I am new, and every day is a new experience. So Um,
I've
And I-
never had any anxiety or anything. Had you had it before?
yeah, yeah. It's kind of, it's interesting to think about, what did I have? Because I was on medication for a very long time. So what was I before it? I going back to childhood, I had a lot of fear, a lot of anxiety.
I think me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was grinding my teeth as a teenager, putting holes into my teeth, and
Yeah.
um,
Uh-huh.
so
All that's gotta come out.
Yeah.
right. So I've sort of been since last week the Zoom. I was trying to think about accepting more of the process and trying to let go of the things that exist in the matter state that we think are important. There's a lot about how we look and in everyday life, maybe especially for women or not so, but it's an interesting point in life to be at too. My birthday is next Saturday, so we can celebrate here. But there's a lot of people at my age who, most people are dyeing their hair anyways, but their hair and their teeth and whatever else isn't real, and their face. I mean, and here I am going the road of, not changing any of that. And it's an interesting process in my mind to work through not engaging in criticism towards myself.
Absolutely.
I go through that. I don't even look like myself anymore. And I just can't get over the skin and bones thing. It just, I know I have to, but I mean, every day it's like, my God,
Yeah, you
it
don't
freaks me out.
But yeah, it's the natural, the body's natural response. And then you're taking on the ideas of others by judging yourself for that.
Yeah. I mean, I just, I could always make myself look nice. My husband used to say I clean up well. I could do that, but now it's like, I don't even try because it doesn't matter.
Well,
You know?
I've been watching these videos about a youngish kind of guy who went off and became a monk in Thailand. And he shares some very interesting experiences. And he led a very colorful, exciting LA lifestyle. He traveled the world. He was a dancer, and he did all sorts of interesting things. But this is where he was led. And it's so fascinating they're beautiful videos, what he makes. And he depicts a life that's so different, where you're not worried about what your hair looks like. You're not worried about what you're wearing. And nobody around you is even judging you for it, too. It's just that stuff is removed. And it's so fascinating to watch and listen to somebody speak about their lifestyle like this. And then integral to what they're doing is they're out in nature constantly and moving. It's a beautiful thing.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Judges us. It's not our problem. It's their problem.
Yeah.
Well, vanity is hard to let go of, and actually it's just one of the last things, I've let my house go. I don't have a husband anymore. I do have a daughter and grandson, but I've let a lot of things go. And one of the last things is vanity. You just got to let it go.
Yeah.
For women, anyways, maybe it doesn't matter for men, but it's always kind of mattered for women. You need to look presentable.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah, well, there's many examples of people that were out of commission and now they're fully functioning, doing everything they want. They're still very thin and they get blasted because people say they don't look well. Just the irony that these people were bedridden and now they're getting blasted. So the people that are blasting them think that it's better that they should be, back to where they were bedridden. There's no sense.
That's crazy.
Yeah. You know what I found, is that if you put aside, if you can get past these roadblocks that have been set up for us, you can be yourself and you can be the soul that you're meant to be, and wonderful souls will then gravitate toward you, and it has nothing to do with what is on the outside, and they won't see any of that, just as you don't see it in them either.
Meditate, breath work,
Yeah.
fast.
All the good stuff.
Over and over and over. And once in a while we eat, if you like. No big deal.
Did you guys eat yesterday, or was it whenever it was, Thursday? For Thanksgiving? Do you all celebrate Thanksgiving, Gino and Rana?
In October.
Huh?
Canada's Thanksgiving is October.
Oh, so it wasn't a holiday for you all.
No, it was last month.
Last
Oh,
month.
I see.
It's usually on
Oh.
Sunday, right?
I don't know.
You
I don't keep track of this stuff.
Did you eat, Lisa?
I got invited.
No, I was fasting, and no, it was great. I mean, a lot of people were saying in a nice way, "Oh, what are you doing for Thanksgiving? What are you doing?" And I just kept saying, "Well, I'm just going to be enjoying that it's another day and there's going to be a blue sky, and I'm just going to be excited." And I had my husband take me and my bike up the road a good bit, let me off, and then I had to ride all the way home. So that was like, that's amazing. Like, that's gonna be one of my best Thanksgivings ever. You know what I mean? That's,
Wow.
Next time you ride there and ride back.
Yeah.
yeah, ride back. Yeah. No, now I'm looking for where he can drop me off next. Right next, it'll be Christmas. Like, no, I'm not even gonna wait that long. I guess maybe I'll do it for my birthday next weekend. I'll go farther. But
Sim, what did you have? Is he listening? Sim, did you have anything for Thanksgiving?
Well, my sister's family is, because it's where I'm in Michigan and we're locking down again.
Oh, you're in a bad spot.
So, I mean, I'm on day 45 fast, and most of my family knows. And so I got my sister forgot that I was fasting and invited me to come get a plate full of food. And it wasn't a temptation at all whatsoever, which actually kind of surprised me, because it's one of those big eating days. Obviously, it should be about family getting together and being grateful that we have each other and things like that. And because we're all locking down, we had a older family member. She has been put in sort of she's older, and she's been put in one of those care facilities. So you know, because of the restrictions with COVID, she's, you know, there's restrictions on visitation. And so, you know, everybody was kind of focused on her, which kind of take the focus away from a bit of the festivities, which I was okay with. You know, we were communicating with each other, and I think, you know, I think a lot of what the quote unquote pandemic is called realize is that the separation from each other, you know, we should start focusing on what really, really matters. You know, it's not about, you know, who's making the best entree and, you know, who's doing what in their life. So, you know, I've been really connecting with a lot of family, and it's really shifted the focus on things that are a lot more meaningful. But as far as the food is concerned, I mean, my relationship to food has absolutely changed. I mean, you know, I told you guys a little bit last week about, you know, breaking my 25-day full MFS incorrectly and having to deal with that whole learning curve. And, you know, things are going okay. You know, Lisa, I hear what you're saying about, you kind of, the emotions kind of being all over the place. And, Steve, you're absolutely correct. The demons are coming up. Oh my God, they're really coming up. But yeah, as far as Thanksgiving was concerned, it was just another day, and it was a nice day to have, you know, not to have to work.
Yeah,
That was lovely, absolutely. But you know, other
yeah,
than
I'll
that,
agree.
you know, I mean, the whole routine of, you know, eating until you feel like you're going to burst, and then relaxing for a little bit, and then scarfing down more food, and then everybody's sending you home with leftovers and having leftovers for the next week to eat. And of course, you eat all your favorite things first, and then all the stuff you don't want to eat is is left over. You eat it gradually, you know. But
Wow.
you know, it's funny because even when I first started MFS, or doing a full MFS, I was actually thinking about Thanksgiving. Like, what's it going to be like if I get to, you know, if I get to this day, and how am I going to handle it? And it wasn't even a blip on my radar. It just, the day came and went.
Projection. That's projection.
Yes,
Project out what's gonna happen. That's,
absolutely.
and we never project well.
Yes.
I don't, anyway.
Yeah, so were you kind of overwhelmed that what's gonna happen around Thanksgiving?
I mean, I mean, obviously you can get overwhelmed by your emotions, and that's all it was. That's all it was, just emotions, you know. And the fact that you know, it's over now and nobody's really thinking about it. I mean, you know, maybe, I mean, it's like any holiday. Even a couple days afterwards, people are still, you know, well wishing each other according to the holiday. You know, I stopped by somewhere and saw some people I knew, and, you know, they wished me a happy Thanksgiving, you know, if that's all it is. It's just, you know, I mean, I don't like the calendar dictating what my virtues should be, you know. If you know, Christmas is coming up and everybody turns into the nicest people on the planet, and you know, they're all nice to each other, it's like, well, what happened to the other 364 days of the year? You know.
Reality.
Exactly.
But I just, you know, I mean, even birthdays. Growing up, I had three sisters, and, you know, birthdays were really big for them. And so as a result, you know, when my birthday came around, people hardly remembered. But at the same time, you know, it's like, okay, it's the day that, I mean, you know, not to rain on anybody's parade, but for me, you know, I mean, always, since I was a kid, I always had some deep thoughts about things. And, you know, if I have to wait for your birthday to be grateful for your life, what am I doing the other 364 days of the year? It's the quality of the relationships that we build with people, and that's what it's about. I mean, you know, I have Facebook reminds people when their birthdays are, and then you have people just, say happy birthday all the time. But there was a time before that when we would actually remember when people's birthday was. We would say something about it because we remembered and because we had a relationship with them, and we were grateful for their life. And gratitude has been, I guess, a very, very big. I mean, that's definitely high on some of the high frequency virtues as well. The states of being that that keeps keeps us in that's a very strong field strength is gratitude. I can look back over my life and definitely see things that, challenges that I've been able to get through because of gratitude. Gratitude, it's being mindful of gratitude. It gives you the strength to embrace whatever life is at the time and stay in the moment and speak positively about what's good in front of you right now. And that's, all we are is this moment, as I've heard, as I've heard some wise people say. And, so, I'm grateful for this group, even though it took me forever to finally do a full MFS because, the fear and the emotions and the attachment to food just, it helps a very, very strong part of us, and the emotions are very, very anchored to it. And starting to break some of those ties to what you think so important. It's important for everybody to learn to re-examine those things. And that's just a regular part of the lifestyle here.
How many days are you in?
45.
You're gonna keep going for a while?
Yeah, I think I'll go to 60 and I'll probably break it at 60. I mean, probably because I haven't put a lot of intention on what I need to do to break the fast. So I need to take the time to stay mindful of those things so I have a plan going forward.
Yeah. Have you thought of lifestyle level?
Probably a 4-3. 4 days off, 3 days on. And I'm looking into, foods that I know are not very obstructive, so that I can begin incorporating those things. I mean, sure, bananas, watermelon, everything that's out of season right now. So, putting a plan together on what I'm going to do, maybe see if I can absorb some, see what kind of response my body will have to some vegetable stock if I make some, because it's, it's getting colder. And so if there are going to be some warm foods that I can put together that aren't very obstructive, some soups. Noodles? Who said noodles? Did you say noodles?
Tomato soup. Yeah, you can put zucchini noodles in it.
There you go. Yeah, I need to get one of those, what's it called? Spiruli or something like that.
Yeah, you can do that to a lot of things, like hard squashes too.
I love squash.
Yeah.
Have you spiralized squashes, have you?
No,
Okay. Perfect.
It's fun to play with.
I am kind of looking forward to the flavors of just certain vegetables and things like that. So squash, really.
You're gonna be
I
disappointed.
know. I'm gonna be disappointed.
Boy, like me, everything I ate post-fast just was a freaking disappointment.
Really?
Because I don't know what I was expecting. I
I really enjoy. I really enjoyed my butternut squash soup. That was good. I baked it and then whizzed it up in a Vitamix with just some orange juice. And it was delicious. I mean, it was great.
I was trying to
So-
say just fruit, but it was just terrible. The fruit was terrible. The only thing that was halfway decent were some grapes. The rest was, some of it was, I had a papaya that looked great. It was perfectly orange and it was ripe, and right next to it, it was hard. I mean, it was inedible. And I just
Oh,
put it
I
right into
know.
the compost pile. It's like,
Cook it.
just
Yeah.
throw it out, don't bother with it.
Yeah, fruit is so hard right now. I mean, I had a pineapple, it looked beautiful. I brought it home. It was so. You know, I got apples which were Honey Crisp or and they're usually great, or they were terrible. You know,
Apples
and I
all over the
looked
country,
on that, huh?
The apple season was very difficult, but the weather all over the country, very difficult
Yeah.
for apples.
So you know what I was looking at? I was thinking of going to that real expensive place and getting those pears, you know, that are wrapped in gold. I looked at the sale price, it was 30% off, but then they just had a bunch of shipping. So it ended up there were 9 pears. It was like $45 for 9 pears. I was like, oh no.
Mary and David.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's really difficult to get the fruit right now. Really, it's so hit or miss.
Well, nothing's in season.
Yeah, right. Nothing's in season. Well, pears, you know, I got
Yeah,
a couple
their season's over.
softening.
They're all over. The seasons are done.
Oh,
So
I've
all
had
the
oranges,
stuff is in
They're
cold
very
storage.
nice right now.
Everything's in storage right now.
hmm.
I've had a
Fruits-
different
fruits-
experience with foods after fasting. I have found that they taste better. The simple things, like just a cucumber and just some seaweed and
Ooh, see,
Yeah, I
I
had a couple of
just-
cucumbers. They were good.
yeah, and the thing is, what I've realized is that as a family, we're even so satisfied with these simple foods that look nothing like what other people are eating, really, you know, because even if it's a salad, it's dressed, you know, with oils or whatever. But these simple
Mm.
foods combined with some little bit of spices here and there are so satisfying. And they go through nice and easy pretty much. We made a beautiful salsa tonight, a raw salsa, and it was enjoyed by most of my children and myself. And so yeah, that's been interesting. More appreciative. Oh, and it is different down here in Florida. I have been able to find some precious fruit, and it was I was upset a little bit because I couldn't eat it. I was fasting the other day when I found the fruit and it was ripe. So I froze it. I scooped it out and I froze it. It was these beautiful persimmons. I found them at a little Asian store, and anyways, you know, I'm defrosting them and I'll enjoy them and in that state. So, but I know winter is going to be a little bit different here too. I think also the experience of growing things has changed how I see food too
Mhm.
a lot. Yeah, Steve can relate. Yeah. But it's really changed how I look at everything. And when we go to shop for staples like apples and carrots and grapes, I just think about, well, who's growing these things? Because I know for darn sure I can't grow these here right now, you know, or you know, it's very interesting to think about what we should be eating if we're eating, and who and where it's coming from. Because if I can't grow it near me, then where's this faraway place that can sustain this? And you know, and who sifted through all the strange looking ones to give me just these few perfect ones.
Mm-mm.
And also, you know, I talked to my kids about this too. We get this big plastic container of these beautiful little tomatoes, but we know how long it took us to grow the tomatoes we did last spring. So are we kind of living in an illusion of what quantities of food look like? I think for the most part we are, and what we see in the stores, and that's okay. That's where we are. But we can certainly start to think about that now.
I grew chickpeas one year, a couple of years ago. And in the pod on the plant, you get 3 little peas in one pod. I
Wow.
only grew a row, like a couple of rows, like 12, 15 feet long or whatever. And I got enough to make like a 12-ounce container. I made a fresh hummus just out of it. It actually was green because the peas were still green. The beans were green. But I'm thinking, like, this is what I got out of 20 feet of freaking, you know.
Yes.
It's like these fields must be massive to produce this at scale.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's really eye-opening when you really grow something. It's like, oh, okay, that's what this plant will produce. Those big squashes I showed you, those big blue ones, they only put out 1, maybe you'll get 2 fruit per plant. That's it. So again, to grow this stuff at scale, you know.
When we grow, we connect with the food source, right? It's a big changes in
Yes.
how we perceive everything. It's good to learn and to grow things and see.
Now, when I was growing, I was eating, and when I was eating what I was growing, I enjoyed eating that. I do not enjoy getting anything out of the store. I don't like it. I just don't like it.
Big difference.
The quality is just not there.
Yeah.
That's probably part of my problem with, because I grow and I know what stuff's supposed to taste like, right?
Yeah.
Now I don't have access to that, so I don't even want to eat that other crap because it's just a big disappointment.
When I was doing sprouts for all those years, I didn't buy a lot of food. Greens anyway, but but fruit, but the greens, because nothing in the store tasted
No.
anywhere near what I was growing.
Well, what are you eating, Steve?
Right
When
now,
you- when you eat.
just fruits and vegetables, very little
Yeah.
fruit. Bananas are a pretty good staple. I can handle banana.
Bananas. Mhm.
Yeah, bananas are always good
Some, but I'm not eating that much.
because they can ripen.
Yeah,
I've got about 6 different kinds of bananas growing right now.
Nice.
I can't even believe I can actually say that. But it just sounds so good. I can't even believe it. That's like, wow, that's me. But none have fruited yet, but it's really exciting to have them all going.
One thing I found helpful was eating local fruits and vegetables. And I love the taste. I love everything about them. Yeah. Local, of course, it's going to be seasonal as well.
nothing grows right now.
Well, in Canada, there's always something. I mean, that's Canada, right?
Oh, the greenhouses.
That's not local Canada.
Well, it's when
Local's a 100-mile diet.
yeah, but most of it is here. I don't think it's coming from like so far.
Yeah, but it's really not.
Greenhouses.
It's greenhouse. It's a whole different animal. You put in the greenhouse, you put a plant in the ground and you put a plant in the container and they will not be the same.
Yeah. So why is it? Is it in a container in the greenhouse?
Now the ground is the best.
Yeah. If you have containers,
Hmm.
if you can ground them, You get the energy of the earth going through.
Yeah, and
Copper
how is
wire.
it? How is it in a greenhouse usually?
Depends.
Okay, so
How
they
it's
do
set up.
both. Yeah.
I mean, there's some greenhouses that are just, I mean, they're massive. They're their own little ecosystem.
Yeah. In general, you know, what I buy when it's local, I like it. It's not bad taste. So it's doing okay for me. These days, I'm buying like this week. I bought some beets. What else did I buy? Very little. A few vegetables. We have a squash from last week, so I'm gonna make a soup tomorrow. Yeah, onion, some onion,
Yeah.
garlic. We have fermented garlic and spices. Very simple food. Yeah. What else?
It's
I'm looking forward to the herbs and spices. I think that's something that I'm looking forward to because that's something I've always enjoyed when I was cooking. And it was one of the simple pleasures where, where you find different spices that that work together, the cumin, the cardamom, the basil, the tarragon, things like that.
all the flavors.
I think that would be, yeah, absolutely. So, pairing those things with, with very simple, very, foods that don't have a lot of complexity, as opposed to, just, because for the most part, a lot of the obstructive foods, they have to, they talk about, I remember certain recipes, they tell you have to put the spices in at a certain time. Otherwise, that particular food is going to overwhelm, those flavors. And it's like, well, if it's overwhelming the flavor, how important is it to, is that really something you should be putting in your body anyway? But
Well, you're trying to create, when you're cooking, you're trying to create layers of flavor.
right.
If you put it
So I'm
all in
looking
at once, it all just muddles into one, and you don't have that complexity built up.
Right. No, absolutely. So I'm kind of looking forward to the spices, definitely.
Yeah. Yeah. So do you think it makes a difference to put the spices like at a certain time, or you can just
Oh, yeah.
I mean, yeah, definitely with meat. There's a very specific time to season meat, if you want to get certain flavors in it.
The time to season everything if you're cooking.
Right.
Yeah. So like if you make a soup, what happens if like I'm thinking to bake the squashes and maybe the onion and then just puree the whole thing and with the spices and then bring it to a boil after that, and
Yeah, that's okay.
yeah, so just mix it all in the blender then and then boil it.
I just go
I
by
don't know.
feel.
You just have to play, with
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You
Play
learn.
with it.
and see what works best.
That's what I've been eating too. I've canned a lot of, I did get canned a lot of soups in the early fall. A lot of vegetable, and I've been having some of my soups.
Yeah, I just remembered I also
And I
bought.
don't even enjoy that. I really, when I eat, I like to eat, what I grow, and I like to eat it raw. That's where I get the most pleasure out of eating. The rest of it I can really find it out I could be bothered with it. I don't even want it.
Yeah, whatever makes you happy.
Yeah.
And
I
yeah,
just pulled the last bed out because I had bok choy, but it was gone. I had to get it out and compost what was left.
That's it for this year.
That's it. I have nothing. I got a little bit, tiny bit of arugula is still there.
Ah,
That's good. I can go by and just pick one of them up and eat it.
what is it?
the arugula, the wild one or the regular one?
Arugula.
I have no idea.
The wild one.
I got arugula and dandelion.
The wild.
They haven't tried yet.
It's
The
thinner.
long, the long.
Yeah, and it comes back every year.
That's what kind of, yeah,
Oh, no, it's not a perennial, it's an annual.
like a weed.
Yeah,
Um,
it's much stronger. Much
It's got a
better.
nice little,
I will have
I
to-
think I've had that strong one.
Oh yeah, very strong. It's so
Yeah.
strong, like it takes over the salad or whatever.
Yeah, actually, after having homegrown arugula, I cannot buy this stuff from the store
oh,
anymore.
God, no. So easy to grow too.
You can't even barely taste the ones in the store.
Yeah, stringy.
Now that I think about it too, I've been a lot of dried fruit, figs and dates.
Mm.
I've got some Brussels sprouts growing right now and kale
Oh, bugs.
and arugula. Bugs?
Can't grow, I haven't figured out how to do the Brussels sprouts without.
They're quite-
It's just devour them.
Yeah. I've seen people growing them here and they're incredibly beautiful to look at. It's wild.
Yeah, but are they organic or they just spraying the shit out of them?
It was an organic garden where I saw it, for what it's worth.
Spray them, they have to spray them, something,
Yeah. Soap, maybe? Soap spray?
something, probably neem or something like that.
Yeah.
How would you eat them? The Brussels sprouts, would you just bake them?
Or steam them,
Oh,
probably.
steam them? Oh, okay.
Stick them cut them in half, and I just made some for my wife yesterday. I did a traditional Thanksgiving dinner, turkey and everything.
Wow.
Then she's got 15-pound turkey to eat.
How do you cook and not taste? I find that I can't do it.
I don't know, I don't want to sound arrogant, but I know how to cook, so it's not that bad.
Huh.
You do all the cooking, Steve.
Yeah, pretty much. But the Brussels sprouts, I did them, I just cut them in half and put them in a frying pan, to cut side down, and a little, what did I use, vegetable stock? Yeah, vegetable stock. Kind of like braise it a little bit, and some sliced red onions in there,
Oh, huh.
oilless, no oil.
Nice. So you do a vegetable stock.
Oh, I make my own, yeah.
Ah, okay.
When you cook for her, do you use oil?
I don't know. No,
Stuff the oil in the house.
there's oil in the house, yeah. She uses it, I don't use it.
But you cook for them with oil?
Oh.
No? Like, okay.
What about mashed
Oh.
potatoes?
But our hours are, our schedules are so, they're not in sync with each other. She works second shift, so I only cook her for like yesterday. That was it. I won't cook again. Maybe Christmas.
What, did you use butter for the mashed potatoes?
No,
No, just milk or?
I hate butter. Even when I was eating dairy, I hated butter since I was a child. I never ate butter.
Stay away from
Huh.
dairy.
No, you can do the same thing with mashed potatoes. You can slip in a little stock and it's just fine. You can loosen up a little bit. You don't need to put dairy in anything.
No, you really don't.
There's alternatives if you choose. Then Thursday, actually Thanksgiving Day itself, I went over to a friend's house because she's been working on, she had to work the holiday. So I went over to a friend's house and I ate like I never ate before. And it was It's all plant-based, vegan. But she made a lasagna, I don't know what those noodles were made out of. Cashew cheese. I tried that crap. I tried all that. Actually,
What'd you-
surprisingly, it's probably the biggest plate I've eaten since I've been master fasting. But it was incredibly light. I was surprised how light it was. It wasn't heavy. It was
And you're enjoying the company.
hot.
When you enjoy the company, you don't think about the food.
Yeah, that makes a big difference, but it was not heavy at all. She was a lasagna and a stuffed squash, but things I wouldn't eat. I mean, it was full of chickpeas, wild rice, which wasn't too bad, real wild rice. Some walnuts, so a little oil in that. other than that,
So they cook vegan? They make
yes, yes, yep. She's been vegan probably for 25 years. Her husband. It was nice. It was a very enjoyable day.
Yeah, a lot of vegans these days.
I was thinking about something about the whole holiday concept as it relates to the saying that the body does not recognize disease names, right? And so nature does not recognize holidays, right?
Exactly.
And
Yeah,
so
that's right.
yeah, and it's in my mind, and it's been in my mind, and just appreciating every day and really coming into um living in the knowledge of what nature realizes, and not what I choose to put on it, not what humans choose to put on it.
We, we can celebrate the cycles of nature, and the
Yeah.
planet,
Yeah.
you know, the moon cycles, the sun, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, there's a lunar eclipse coming up. I
Hmm.
think it's Monday.
yeah the full
I
moon.
think like the
Full moon.
30th.
Yeah, it's a full moon.
Full
Um,
moon.
Hmm.
So it's an eclipse.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lunar, I think partial, or there's some kind of lunar eclipse
Yeah.
that the energies are coming in, different energies.
Mm.
And then on the solstice, this solstice is supposed to be a big one.
Yeah.
When is the solstice?
That's the 21st of December. They're calling it the convergence. Some of the,
Big shift.
yeah, right. Mm-hmm.
Hope it's a good one.
Always a good one.
Supposed to be a unity that Mother
Everything's
Gaia
bad, it just
has
is.
a unity consciousness.
Mm.
That's what it's supposed to be. Who knows? You hear stuff.
Everybody's masked up, so there's no community.
Let's go for a meditation.
Yeah.
We've gone for almost 1 hour, 20 minutes here. Let's get comfortable for everyone, whoever wants to join, and close their eyes, get comfortable, feet on the floor, lie down. Get your tongue in a position you like, either on the roof or rolled back and suck it. And just focus on the breath as we let everything go in the physical body. Every breath we take, we go deeper and deeper and let go more and more. Focus on the breath. Bring the cycles from the lowest part of the spine, tailbone. And the inhale, drive it up the spine to the top of the head. On the exhale, drive the breath down the front of the body, back around the groin, up, and start on the tailbone again. And just cycle that a few times. In through the nose, up the spine, out through the nose, down the front of the body. As we focus on that cycle, you can feel how powerful the breath is, just focusing on the breath. Nothing else. If the mind wanders, bring it back. Can't run away too far. The next breath, take the focus down to the area below the belly button. As we focus the breath in that area, balance is restored. The more we focus on the breath, the less we feel the physicality. Let's move the focus down to the genitals. The reproductive organs. Organs of creation. As we keep the focus in the area, balance is restored. Let's move the focus to the perineum between the genitals and the anus. As the focus becomes stronger, you should be able to feel the energy in the area that you focus on. Let's move the energy to the area of the tailbone. Keeping the focus in the area. Let's move the focus up the spine a little to the area between the kidneys. This is the area where many of us can use extra help, nurturing the king and queen. Let's move the focus to the area between the shoulder blades. Let's move the focus up to the atlas, where the spine meets the skull. Let's move the focus to the top of the head. Feel the energy flowing, restoring balance. Bringing the focus to the third eye, front of the forehead, center of the forehead. Bring the focus down to the throat area, voice box, thyroid. Another wonderful, amazing organ. gland. Move the focus to the heart chakra. Strongest fields in the physicality. Just beam out all that fluff. To all the leaders of the world. All the order takers. To direct them to peace, balance, correct conduct at all costs. Just elevate their souls. Move the focus down to the solar plexus. Keeping your eyes closed, let's rub our hands. If you have a desk, lean your elbows on the desk and put your palms in your eyes. And just put a nice firm pressure in the eye sockets with the palms of your hand. And just keep the breath focused in the vision of the eyes. See the matrix unfold. If you don't see anything, try squeezing your eyes a little. Starts off with like checkers and then blue stars or other forms of light. When you're ready, you can let go. Open your eyes. And voila, we're back. Nice little trip.
Always.
Been a blast as always. Let's stay focused. It's looks like it's the shit is being stirred more and more. So we are the shit cleaners, right? Let's be the change.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's stay focused on cleaning that shit, and it's huge change upon us as a whole of humanity, and the light is the only place I'm going. I don't have room for anything else. So let's take care. We'll see you soon. See you on the page. See you Wednesday. See you next week.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you again so much.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. It's always a pleasure. Keep that plasma level always flowing.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.